I don't think I've ever heard so many medical issues explained so clearly and a connection made so clearly as I did yesterday in your session. Why don't we hear more?
Well, mainstream medicine has its own priorities and its own aims, which can be very different from what the individual might want. Mainstream medicine has its place in healing. There are all sorts of forms of healing, and mainstream medicine has its place. Because if you got run over by a car, for example, you don't want to be taken to a homeopath or to a nutritionist.
Yeah.
You need mainstream medicine and fast.
Mm-hmm.
So mainstream medicine is very good for dealing with extreme and emergency situations. They can repair you quite quickly. But when it comes to chronic degenerative conditions, mainstream medicine doesn't have much to offer to the patients, because the way it's designed and the way it's structured and the way it's run, it is not interested anymore in finding out what actually causes the disorder. And secondly, because they don't know what causes most of these conditions, how do you treat it? They only can deal with the symptoms, with the tails of the problem. They try to remove that symptom, remove this symptom, but symptoms have a purpose. How else is the body going to tell you that there is a problem inside? It's going to tell you through symptoms, through pain, through inflammation, through some other symptoms, through swelling in that place and limitation of the movement in that place. So when you get symptoms, it's your own body calling for help to you. But what our mainstream medicine is designed to do is to deal with the symptoms, to remove the symptoms. So they're basically telling the body, be quiet, stop calling for help, and suffer in silence. And when that happens long enough, because the problem hasn't been dealt with inside the body, it causes much more damage than it would have done if it was dealt with earlier, and the person comes up with a much more severe condition later on, when the symptomatic measures don't work anymore. So at the end of the day, human body is a marvelous, marvelous machine. It has been designed by nature in a perfect way. It can heal itself. It knows what it's doing. It's restructuring itself all the time, and it's self-regenerating all the time. Old cells get shed off all the time and replaced by newly born cells. So all the body really needs is good food and removing the damaging substances. And it is within your body. The power to heal is within your body. And that's what I teach people to do. Take the power back to yourself. Heal yourself with your own body and your own means, natural means. And heal your children and heal your family the same way. And that works.
And that's one thing that really stood out for me yesterday was so many people have started to think of their body as, you know, broken, deficient, or the children's body is that way. And your message is really one of empowerment.
Absolutely. Take the power back to yourself. Don't give it away to anyone. No matter how well positioned that person might be, no matter how much an expert of something rather they position themselves to be. Your own body is infinitely clever.